Hey, hot mamas, how are you today? Are you a cheater? Today, we're talking about the myths and the facts about cheat meals. Do they work? And I'm going to give you 5 tips on what to do if you want to eat and not cheat. So, what's going on, people? What's going on? Let's see what's happening here. Hey, Marianne, how you doing from Sydney, Australia? What's going on? What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to Crazy Sexy Menopause. I'm Betty Vargas, and I educate pre-peri and post-menopausal women on how to live more vibrantly through better applications of my 3 keys: mindset, meals, and movement. What? It's a party. Hey, Marcus, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Say hello to everybody. And what's going on? We are going to get started now talking about what? Food. So, what is food, actually? Oh, no, wait. Marianne says, oh, wait, let me see if I can get to her. I don't know if I can get to your comment, Marianne. Let me see. She said, she's talking to Marcus. She said, I think I cheat too much, meal-wise, that is. Oh, I'm glad you made that distinction. And hello. We have a new person in our group today. It is Patrice. Now see, this is screwing up. My technology is screwing up today. Hi, Patrice Robinson. I'm trying to say hi and get you up on the board today so everyone can say hi to you. And welcome to Crazy Sexy Menopause. And Marcus says food is life. It is. Food is actually any substance consumed to provide nutritional support and energy to an organism. And what's an organism? We're organisms. And it's also the fuel that keeps your body running. And the type of food determines how well your body performs and how quickly and how well it heals. Bet you didn't think about that. And what else is food? How and what we eat is a direct reflection of who we are. So it really is true. We are what we eat. We absolutely are what we eat. And so now, I want to ask, what is a cheat meal or a cheat day? We've all heard of them. So what exactly is it? It's an opportunity to eat whatever you want, whenever you want, in unlimited qualities. No, it's not quality. Unlimited quantities, under the pretense that it will boost your metabolism and help you to prevent muscle loss while dieting. Well, we're going to see if this is exactly true. Because some might call it a guilty pleasure. Let's first talk about that word cheat. It has a culturally negative connotation, and that's associated I don't know what, I must have minnow mouth today because I'm tripping over my words. Let me have a drink of water. Hold on. So it has a culturally negative connotation, food, or that word cheat, that's associated with feelings of dishonesty and guilt. Actually, using that term to describe a food or a meal could impair your ability to maintain self-control. And so, where did this word originate? And I actually looked it up, and I found one study that resulted in cheat meals being endorsed by young men. And I can imagine, when I was working on my master's, I saw all of the young men who were doing studies. A lot of the studies were done on were done with young men in mind. And so I can actually see those guys, and I can see guys in the gym talking about a cheat meal. But conversely, binging, now this is interesting, binging is more associated with females. So yes. Oh. Oh my goodness, minnow mouth. Yes, you caught me on that one. But I'm trying to get to Patrice. Patrice, yes, ma'am. It's the men. It's the men, I'm sure. I'm absolutely, sorry, Marcus and Angelo, but I really do think it's a male. Well, young men specifically. But anyway, what I also, don't want to sleep on the fact that binging is more female and men are cheating. They think that, cheating is okay. But what happened next is really interesting, is because that's when marketing made it popular to think about it. But, when something catches on in the marketplace, then it's like you might as well think of it as being a gospel, because now when the media hits on it, it's gonna, it just flies off the handle, and it's gonna be on everybody's lips. And so, when you think about it, that word cheat meal, that philosophy shifts our mindset. And it shifts our mindset to think of healthy food as being undesirable and cheat meals being a reward. So you reward yourself with something decadent or unhealthy, but then you punish yourself with exercise if you eat too much. How did we get to this? Let me know in the comments if you think this makes sense. It doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of crazy. So, it's interesting to me that that something like that would even catch on and people would run with it in terms of like saying that a cheat meal is something good. But do they actually work? Well, let's think about that. With 2 in 5 people obese and the average United States citizen weighing 23 pounds over their ideal weight, I think it's safe to say that cheat meals don't really work. And so it's a myth. It really is a myth, and there's absolutely no evidence to support the effectiveness of a cheat meal. Now, cheat meals don't support long-term health either, or positive lifestyle changes. On the contrary, for an average person, they emphasize overeating or eating too much or too many calories. That results in weight gain. And so you can't think about that. You can't think about a cheat meal actually helping you to lose weight. Why? Because the very foods that you splurge on are designed to make you overeat. You may feel good while you're eating it, and the vibes are good. You may be in good company and everything, but the effects last longer than the feeling, definitely. So, it's really true. 1 minute on the hips is a year on the, 1 minute on the lips is a year on the hips. It's true. It's really hard to lose that weight. And so, the more calories you consume after a cheat meal, the more difficult it is to return to your healthy routine, especially if you're new to healthy eating. So if you are adopting a new healthy regime, and you're focused on eating well and eating more vegetables and fruits or whatever, you're on a new diet, and then you think, oh well, I'm gonna have a cheat meal or a cheat day. And then you wind up not understanding exactly what a cheat meal is. Then you eat way more calories than you normally would consume. Now you've gained weight. You feel bad. You got all these. Now you got the guilt of having eaten too much, and now you. And then you're thinking, oh my God, why did I do it? Now you're hating your friends because y'all went out. You just go on down the rabbit hole. Man, the hips don't lie. That is absolutely true. The hips don't lie. And yes, I too remember being young and, being able to eat whatever I wanted. I remember eating 2 McDonald's, a Big Macs, a large order of fries and shakes and all of that without even thinking about what it was going to do to me. But now that oil, that salt, and that sugar that makes the food really desirable. And it's especially true for us during menopause, and not to mention men go through menopause too. You go through a time in your life where you're focused on your health is not the same because your hormones are different as well. And so we really have to think in terms of what is this food really doing to us, and if I'm doing it, especially if you're doing it all the time. So you definitely don't want to do that. So are you kind of finding this conversation interesting? Are you finding it of any value at all? If so, please take a moment to like this video or subscribe and click that notifications bell. It's free for you, but it helps me to grow my channel to reach more women who may be struggling with this concept of cheat meals and wondering why it's not working for them. So please feel free to subscribe. So now, we've talked about cheat meals. We've talked about, the guilty pleasures and all of that. So what do? Well, I'm glad you asked. And if you didn't ask, I'm going to tell you anyway. Here are 5 tips to treat and not cheat. The first one is eat mindfully. If you want to eat something that's not as healthy, don't eat it all by yourself. You still young? Oh, very valuable. Oh, thank you so much, Patrice. Thank you so much. And now, I do want to share with you that if you are, if you want to eat something that's not healthy, don't do it by yourself. Share it with a friend. That'll reduce the portion size for you, because whereas if you have a bag of chips or if you're out and you have a dessert, then a really decadent dessert, if you're sharing it with 1 or 2 people, 2 or 3 people, including you, well, that reduces the portion size, that reduces your calories, and it makes it a little bit more fun, and you don't feel like you're really, like, what it is that you're doing is going to be so bad, or quote unquote, that you begin to feel guilty after you've consumed it. So eat with a friend. Also, know that this food is an emotional stimulus and not a healthy one. So when you go into it, if you're ordering something, decadent on the menu, just know that this is something that's just, it's going to be empty calories. It's not going to be something that is going to progress you on your goal, but you enjoy it because here's the thing. If you eat something that, or if you don't eat something that you really have a taste for, you wind, and you don't eat it, you wind up craving that food or lusting after it, and then it becomes bigger and bigger in your head, and you're like, oh God, I want that, I want it so bad, and then you eat it. But at that particular time, you don't eat just a little bit of it. Let's say it's a cake. You don't eat one slice of the cake. You eat the whole cake. You don't eat a couple of chips out of the potato chip bag. You eat the whole bag. So don't, just know when you eat something that, that's appealing to you, just know that, that's what you wanted for that particular time. And then you just go right back to eating the healthy way that you were doing before. So that's, and really that's how I do it. It's not like you want to, it's not like you want to deny yourself of anything. Thank you so much. Exactly, Marcus. Be intentional about what it is, and just know that this is what you're going to eat. And maybe you're going to work it off for the rest of the week. But just know that, you enjoy your life, enjoy yourself. And so be mindful about that. Number 2 is, I like to call this my 90-10 rule. And the 92 rule is, unless you eat out every single day, each meal every single day, which I don't really advise because restaurant food is super, super, super high in salt, oil, and sugar. Unless, of course, you have, you specially request not having all of those ingredients, those additional calories in your food. If you are, for most of us, we eat the same foods every day. So the way the 90-10 rule works is that 90% of the time you eat healthfully, and then 10% of the time is relegated for special occasions. So like I said, if you're out with friends, and this is a one-shot deal, maybe once or twice a month or something like that, where you're eating out and enjoying the company of your friends, well, it's not going to make a big deal if you enjoy yourself, eat what you like, and then the next day, eat what you like without guilt. And then the next days, you just go right back to eating what you were eating normally. So that, that's where you're enjoying your life. And 90% of the time, you're crowding out the negative foods that are detrimental to your health and your goals, and 10% of the time you're enjoying yourself. So if once you think about it in that way, you can enjoy your life, you can enjoy your food, because who wants to not enjoy their life, or not enjoy a good food, or if you're going to a restaurant and they have this fabulous chef that's a Michelin chef, you want to enjoy that food. So go do it, just don't lust after that food. Marcus says, I do the opposite, 90% unhealthy, so I need to flip the numbers. Yes, yes, you do. You do. He said you can't eat the cake and have it too. Well, you can't, no, just a slice, Marcus, only a slice. Now, the third tip is eat when you're hungry. And that's one of the things that we may eat when we eat mindlessly. Sometimes we eat for other reasons than hunger. Stop that. Don't do that. Oftentimes we just might be thirsty. So here's a trick. Well, I wouldn't say it's a trick. It's a thirst check. So if you feel like you're hungry, and you may have eaten maybe an hour or so before, then drink some water. It's 9 times out of 10 you're thirsty. And so if you drink the water and you wait 20 minutes, and after that 20 minutes, if you're still hungry, then it's really it's a true hunger. But if after 20 minutes you're thinking you're not hungry anymore, or you're off doing something else and you completely forgotten about food, then you were just thirsty. So those are that's just a little that's another tip, like a 3A. To the eat when you're hungry, and be like a child. Children eat when they're hungry. They sleep when they're sleepy. They play all day. So get active. Don't sit around eating foods and just mindlessly, emotionally eating. Very okay. No, one way to leave us healthy. Okay. No, you don't want to leave. I don't know why my little thing is. Okay, so anyway. Yes, you, Marcus, you are too funny. That way one of us will eat healthy. Don't do it, Marcus. Don't do it. Anyway. Okay, so eat when you're hungry. Now, this is the next one. Okay, this one is for you. This one is for you, Marcus. Stop before you're stuffed. Watch your portion sizes and then eat. Try this. Eat from a saucer instead of a plate. This way you don't overeat, because you put a really good portion size on your plate, on your saucer, and that way you pretty much know it, with a saucer you have your portion sizes correct, and then more of your plate should be, at least half of your plate should be vegetables. And so if you're not overeating, then this way, if you don't overweight, then you don't have to take a nap because you ate too much. So yes. So eat, smaller portions and push yourself away from the table. And once you see yourself, if your goal is to lose weight, when you eventually start seeing yourself dropping pounds, then you be like, oh, whatever, what? Okay. I'm liking what I see in the mirror. Good. So stop before you're stuffed. Okay. And the last one is use less labels. Okay. Eat your vegetables and your fruits, but eat foods that come from the earth, bushes, and trees. This will fill you up faster than anything from a can, a box, or a bottle. So eat your fruits and vegetables, and they because they're dense, they fill you up. They fill you up, and if you have like other things like grains or your protein on your plate, you'll eat less of that and more of your vegetables. And there may even be a little more room for that treat afterwards, but use less labels, and that will help you to not eat, to not cheat, but to eat healthfully. So, any questions? I know you guys have been chatting it up and laughing, and okay. Awesome tips, thank you. Oh, and you said you'll put things in layers on the saucer. Now you sound like my sons. Now their plates would be this high. But you know what? That's something that I do. I have done. If I go to an all you can eat buffet, because I'm vegan, I'll have a little bit of everything on my plate, just a little bit, just a bite to taste what it is. And then, it may look like a lot, but it's not really. And I'll eat that, and then I won't go back, even though it's an all you can eat, and you see people going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I've never done that. But, so if you eat that way, you're really telling your mind that you're full. Psychologically, once you finish all of the food on your plate, you're telling yourself, okay, I'm done, I'm full, I don't need any more. And so that's also something that you want to keep in mind. Eating, it's really all in the mind. It is a mental construct for us to psychologically trick ourselves. Well, I'm saying trick, but you're programming yourself or training your mind to think that, okay, I'm full. And once you train your mind, then your stomach will follow, because the brain tells the body what to do, really. So what I want to say is, at the end of the day, eat mindfully. Remember that 90-10 rule. Eat when you're hungry, stop before you're stuffed, and use less labels. So I'm hoping that you got something from this today. Thank you for joining me. Oh, Marianne. I do ask my husband, who is our cook, to half my meal portion and put the other half for tomorrow's lunch. Exactly. Oh, and when you want to show previous comment, click on it with the mouse. I tried that, Marcus, and it's not working for me. I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, you know what? I'm going to work on it. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. I so appreciate you. And thank you so much for showing up today, all of you. And it's absolutely creating those healthy habits. One little habit at a time. You don't want to do everything all at once. If it seems too awesome, too much to deal with, just do one thing. Just do one thing. And then once you have that down, try something else. And then again and again and again. And before you know it, you're living vibrantly. So I just, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please feel free to subscribe. Let me subscribe, y'all. Hit hit that notifications bell. And if you haven't done so already, please share this information with your friends and see you next time. And always remember, it's your life. Live it well.